woke up this morning and it was -1, so that got me thinking I got to get on my firewood for the winter down at the cabin. And in doing that, I was thinking about the best way to move it, store it, stack it, pile it, and I thought about doing a bit of I don't know, we'll call it a firewood shootout. But that's what we're after today. So let's see how it goes. Now comes the part I hate. Down a little bit more, I'll be able to just dump it. Well, there you have it. That's a bag. And that bag was basically as full as I generally get them. So now these cages are a little bit bigger. That's the next question, is how much can we fit into a cage? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get another bag of wood. We're going to fill this up to a full face cord, and then we'll see what we can get into a basket. Excellent plan. So you probably noticed, or may not have noticed, I had to get out of the tractor, 2 different times. More to move the camera, but 2 different times to address that bag. Basically, approach the bag with the forks in the right place. I mean, if I'm lucky, I can get one of the forks in the hoop, but you generally can't. Get it in there, put the hoops on, back in the truck, move it forward to the other side, get those hoops on, back in the tractor. So there's a lot of getting in and out. It'd be really nice just to be able to pick up the cage with the forks and not have to worry about it. So let's get the stacking again. I got these gloves from Costco sometime in the summer. They were a pretty good deal, so I think I got like 20 pairs of them. But they always blow out on me. And that one middle finger, I don't know why. Maybe from all the wood. That's no fun. I think we're there. A little bit more than 4 feet. Probably have about 2 inches too much, but that's okay. So it's just a little bit more than a face cord though. 2 bags. Well, if anybody's watching this video that I sold these bags of wood to, they may want some money back, or they may want some more wood. We're gonna take a bit of a break and then we're gonna get back at her. Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna toss these guys loosely into the cage. What would normally be happening is they'd be coming off the wood processor on an elevator and dropping into the cage that way. But we're gonna hand bomb them in for now, see how much it holds, and then afterwards, this is the cage that's all sort of broken up. I'll just basically tip it over and get all the wood out so that I can then go stack it neatly over into this cage. So here we go. More firewood. Oops. Okay, not bad. You can see there's pieces that fall through. That's gonna happen. This isn't the best cage because those ribs were coming off. So this is what we got. I'll measure this here in a sec. But it might have looked funny when I was tossing them in there, you know, just sort of haphazardly. But if you can imagine, they're coming off the elevator, they're falling down. It'd have a similar effect. They would just fall down. It's from about 8 feet, you know, bang, 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 bumping about, falling through the holes. So I wanted to mimic that. Anyways, we'll clean up this wood here. Oh, ouch. The other problem with this method is it's tough now to stack another cage on top. So I actually have to put less in if I wanted to be able to stack another cage. But certainly easy to fill. Absolutely easy to fill. Okay, let's see how much is left. I don't feel like leveling all this out and everything like that, but I think we can call it half a face cord again. So loosely packed, roughly half a face cord. We'll be able to know better because now I'm going to start stacking these things in here, but in an organized fashion. Before I do that though, I got to cut this open so I can get in there, which I think in itself is going to be a pain in the neck. That didn't take too long, but anybody want to make any bets on how many times I cut myself on the sharp edges of this? Not even sure how to begin with this. Well, I think we know the answer already. That was about, I think that was about half the face cord left. It's filled up just a little bit more than half the basket. So, not a lot of fun filling it that way though. But let's finish it off and make sure. Alright, here's the finished product. Basically, you've got this 1,000-liter cage stacked. I didn't overfill it because the idea is to be able to put another cage on top of it. So if I were to fill it up more, well, this is, by the way, that's what's left over. So I think this is roughly 2/3 of a face cord, because that's 3 feet wide by 2.5 feet tall. I don't know, I kind of gauged roughly about 1/3, maybe a little bit less. But if I were to, you know, stack this in a heaping style, I'd be able to get, you know, a little bit more wood on here, but not a ton. But if I keep it like this, then I hope that I can stack on top of it, stack another cage on top of it. And I hope, you know, these sides don't pull out or blow out on me. But it turned out to be okay. It was a bit of a pain stacking it, and I ran out of space when I was going, so that's why that last image was cut short. But a bit of a pain, you know, stacking it for sure. It's a lot easier to free stack it in there, but it does look nicer. It looks more professional. I think it's just going to breathe just the same. So I'm not sure what route I'm going to take yet though, because it certainly is nice and easy just to let it fall in there. I think what I might be able to do is set up the conveyor so it falls in, and then every couple of minutes or whatever, just straighten a few pieces of wood out to store more. I don't know, we'll see when that happens. So that's what we got. Hope this was helpful. And I did have a question, which was, so how much wood fits in the back of my truck? That may be another video. I'm tired now from chucking wood. It's a pain. But there we go. Anyways, hope that helps. And till next time.